Imagine being born into the heart of a dying world. You're not a noble, not a knight, not a peasant. You're something worse. A walking biohazard in a beaked mask. Congratulations, you're a plague doctor. Your job? Stare into the face of death, armed with nothing but herbs, hope, and a giant leather bird costume. And if you think that beak looks cool, spoiler, it smells like medieval hell. Your medical training, a scroll, some guesswork, and maybe one semester of leeches and vibes. Nobody really knows how the Black Death works, but everyone agrees on one thing. Send in the plague doctor. You didn't grow up dreaming of healing the masses. No. You were either desperate, delusional, or dangerously optimistic. Maybe all three. Medicine in the 14th century? It's a joke with a punchline soaked in blood. Your mentors believe that disease comes from bad smells, angry gods, or excessive thinking. Your textbooks suggest drilling holes in skulls or applying mashed frog guts. You take notes like, a patient seems dead. Tried incense, still dead. Your tools? A stick to poke corpses, a mask stuffed with mint leaves, and enough layers of waxed cloth to cook you from the inside. And the pay. Actually, not bad if you survive long enough to collect it. Oh, and don't expect gratitude. To the public, you're a terrifying omen with a nose longer than their lifespans. When people see you coming, they don't cheer, they bolt. Because if the plague hasn't killed them yet, you showing up means it's about to. Wake up, sweat through 40 layers of protective gear, step outside. Into hell. The streets? Littered with bodies, screaming families, and rats fat enough to apply for citizenship. You walk past crying children, burning incense carts, and townspeople throwing vinegar like it's holy water. Your job is to visit plague houses, examine boils, and write down death stats like some grim medieval accountant. You're expected to carry out autopsies without gloves, diagnose diseases with your nose, and sometimes perform exorcisms just to be safe. The stench? Picture a mix of rotting flesh, sour wine, open sewage, and failure. The sounds? Coughing, screaming, prayers, and the occasional witch burning. You try bloodletting. It fails. You try burning incense. It fails. You try chicken butts on wounds. It fails and makes things worse. Sometimes you're called to bless homes. Other times to document entire families dying in sequence. You start measuring your days not by hours, but by how many bodies you've counted before lunch. Every patient is a reminder. You can't save them, but you still try, because you is their last hope. And when you return home, you strip naked outside the door, burn your clothes, and pray your nightmares won't be louder than the screaming from the street. And then it gets worse. One day, a town official locks you in with the infected. To monitor their progress, they say. Translation. Your bait re-innocent. You run out of herbs. Your mask reeks. Your skin is rubbed raw from the wax cloak. Your eyes sting from smoke. Your hands shake not from fear but fatigue. You haven't slept. You haven't eaten. You keep recording deaths while trying not to join the list. Oh, you watch as mothers cradle dead infants, as priests anoint the already cold, as rats chew on the feet of corpses. Nobody will bury. You hear rumors. The dead are rising. The devil walks the earth. Plague is a punishment from God for letting women read. And when the townspeople riot, out of fear, guess who they blame first? Not the rats, not the nobles, not the church. You. You're dragged out, beaten, burned, or buried alive, depending on the local mood. Because in the medieval mind, if people keep dying, the plague doctor must be cursed. You were once their only hope. Now you're their scapegoat. Let's say you survive. You make it out of the city. You remove the beak. You breathe clean air for the first time in weeks, but you're not the same. You've seen hundreds die. Thousands. Maybe more. No partner wants to marry the guy who smells like corpses and trauma. No town wants to house the beak who brought the plague. You drift, sea to city. Always needed, never wanted. You spend your nights sleeping in barns, your days convincing officials you're not carrying death in your cloak. Your legacy? Not statues, not honors, just nightmares and journal entries that say, a doctor arrived, everyone still died. And even if you wanted to quit, you can't. Because when another village calls, you go. Because someone has to. Your hands shake. Your lungs wheeze. You look in the mirror and barely recognize the hollow-eyed scarecrow staring back. One day you wake up and feel the lump, the pain, fever. You've spent your whole life watching death. Now it's watching you. You try to treat yourself. Boil some herbs. Bleed yourself. Pray. Nothing works. No one comes to help. The priest avoids you. The townsfolk bar the doors. Even the rats seem to sense it's your time. You die alone, in the same bed where 10 others already rotted. Your mask sits beside you. Silent, mocking, no funeral, no grave. Just another tally mark on a page that will rot with time. And in a week, Another plague doctor shows up, same bird mask, same stick, same hopeless job. No one remembers your name. But everyone remembers the smell. So yeah, being a plague doctor, not exactly the glow-up history made it seem. You weren't a hero. You weren't a villain. You were a walking warning sign with a bird face. Drop a comment if you want me to roast the life of a medieval monk, a cursed cat, or maybe the rat that started it all. And don't forget to subscribe and wash your hands. Because trust me, you do not want me showing up at your door.